All right, let's settle this once and for all. Does bulletproof coffee break a fast? This is a question that's been circling around fasting and the bulletproof community for a very long time, and I'm going to give you two answers, yes and no, because it's important we defined intermittent fast or fast because there are different kinds of fasts. So the answer isn't as simple as you think it is. It's a little complex, but I'm going to break it down very, very simply for you. So with that being said, if this is your first time meeting me and watching one of my videos, I want to say welcome and thank you for watching. For all my subscribers, welcome back. I love you. All of my content is based around these conversations. Anything related to biohacking, supplementation, things that we can do to upgrade our minds, our bodies, our spirits, to live a long time, to feel amazing, and to perform how human beings are supposed to perform. So with that being said, I'm going to give you some value, and at the end of the video, if you enjoyed it, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. But let's get to the question. Does drinking bulletproof coffee break a fast? Bulletproof coffee is black coffee blended with C8 MCT oil, which is caprylic acid, which is one of the most effective medium chain triglycerides. I have more information on bulletproof coffee on my YouTube channel, recipes and all these questions, right? Go check that. Go to my YouTube channel, click the bulletproof coffee playlist, and there's a bunch of videos there. And it's also blended with grass-fed butter. Now, those are the main ingredients. If you add heavy cream, whipping cream, blah, 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 all this to it, that's not the official bulletproof coffee anymore. Adding things like milk and things that have high amounts of dairy in them, like heavy cream, actually bind to the polyphenols in coffee, so you get less of an effect, less benefit. But I'm talking about just MCT, brain octane oil, grass-fed butter, and coffee. Now let's talk about fasting. When you're intermittent fasting, have a time-restricted eating window, different things like that, some say that you can have bulletproof coffee, and some say that you can't. Some say that bulletproof coffee is the devil, and you cannot. There's never allowed on a fast. I'm going to break it down for you. When you're doing a traditional intermittent fast, a traditional one, you can't have anything. It's 0 calories, just liquids like black coffee, some herbal teas, water. Carbonated water is fine. A little bit of stevia is fine. There's little things that you can do throughout the fast. I have a video on how to make intermittent fasting very easy that I just uploaded. It's an awesome video. Go click the card here to check that out. And then ever since Dave Asprey and the Bulletproof team wrote the Bulletproof Diet book, there's what's called Bulletproof Intermittent Fasting. And there's this idea that you can drink a bulletproof coffee in the rising in the morning and still be in a fasted state and not have lunch till 2 o'clock or whatever, and that's called intermittent fasting, right? A lot of people talk about that. I did that for 2 years. That is true as well. So let me break it down for you very simply. If you are a purist and you are doing a traditional intermittent fasting, you can't have any calories. No, no, no. No, no, no. You don't want to have bulletproof coffee if you're doing a traditional intermittent fast, if you want to experiment with that. But let me give you some practical tips and ideas on why you would want to include bulletproof coffee during your intermittent fasting. When you have coffee, black coffee, blended with brain octane oil and grass-fed butter, the butter actually acts as an emulsifier. It needs to be blended. A lot of people think you can just stir it in and you're fine. No, it needs to be blended because the butter acts as an emulsifier. It actually binds with the caffeine in the coffee, and it has a much slower release of the caffeine, so you have a more stable energy level. Does that make sense? Plus, you get the brain octane oil, which makes ketones in the body, so that you have even more stable, solid, great burning energy. When you do that, even though it might be 150 to 200 calories, depending on how much fat you're putting in there, that to a traditional intermittent faster would not apply. But when you have just fats blended like that, you're not activating many things in the body. You're not turning on the digestive process. You're not spiking insulin. Barely anything, if at all. There's no rise in blood glucose levels or anything like that. You actually still can trick your body by doing that. With doing that, you can trick your body into thinking it's still in a fasted state. If you keep your insulin levels super low, your blood glucose levels super low, you don't add any protein to it or any, xylitol or anything like that. Just keep it straight, pure saturated fats from grass-fed butter. Better yet, even do grass-fed ghee and C8 MCT oil. Your body, C8 it goes straight to the liver and produces ketones. It doesn't spike anything. It doesn't turn on any of these processes. So there, you can still do a bulletproof intermittent fasting. That's why in the book they don't call it intermittent fasting. It's a bulletproof intermittent fasting or a fat fast, which is a real thing. Now, why would you want to do that? So if you are just getting into intermittent fasting, it's a great way to make it easier to get you used to that lifestyle of not eating breakfast. It can get you into a lifestyle it'll get you into a place where you're actually showing your body how to use fats as a fuel. If you're just getting into intermittent fasting, I'm a big fan. I actually advise you drink Bulletproof coffee in the rising when you wake up for breakfast and do a traditional Bulletproof intermittent fast. One of the big benefits of fasting is called autophagy or autophagy, however you like to pronounce it. What that is the recycling of dead cells and even dead muscle cells in the body. A lot of people say, oh, fasting, you lose weight, you lose muscle. No, you're losing bad muscle, dead muscle cells that suck at recovering. And then you actually will find that you actually gain muscle a lot easier because you got rid of the dead muscle cells and now you can produce new healthy ones and grow, and therefore growing more muscle. Anyway, when you don't add protein or anything that spikes insulin or any xylitol or erythritol or monk fruit or anything like that, you actually still maintain a state of autophagy. What turns off autophagy is protein and carbohydrate, aka sugars and glucose. So you don't want to add, if you're adding collagen protein or whey protein to your coffee or anything like that, that doesn't count. That definitely breaks a fast. But just the fats, a traditional cup of Bulletproof coffee keeps you in a fasted state with most of the benefits, okay? That's a fact. Now, after you do that for a while, and then you want to experiment with, then you might want to experiment with traditional intermittent fasting. Why is that? Because by having this exogenous source of ketones and fats from the Bulletproof coffee, you're training your body how to use that, especially if you're a glucose burner, like if you've been eating carbs all the time, processed carbs, just like I was when I transitioned to this lifestyle. You want to show your body's going to soak those fats up, create awesome amounts of energy, and now it knows, oh yeah, I can use fats as a source. So you do that for a while, a few months. I did it for 2 years. Because it was a lot easier to function. My brain operated better. If you are standard American diet or whatever, and you're gonna shoot straight into intermittent fasting, it's tough in the beginning. It's tough. The hunger sucks, the energy sucks, the brain fog kind of kicks in. It's not very well. It doesn't work very well. When you drink Bulletproof coffee for a while, for a certain amount of time, not only is it easier, but you still get a lot of the benefits, and you're training your body how to burn fat. So then, if you are someone who wants to take it a little bit to the next level and do a traditional 0-calorie intermittent fast, then eliminate the Bulletproof coffee, just do black coffee, and now it's a lot easier because your body knows to use fats as a fuel, so it's going to go straight to stored body fat. Does that make sense? So, does Bulletproof coffee break a fast? Depends what kind of fast you're doing, my friend. Yes, it will break a traditional intermittent fast, and in that case, you can't do anything other than water, black coffee, and teas, and maybe a little bit of stevia powder here and there from Omic Organics, a really good quality one. Maybe a little Shilajit here and there is totally safe. But there is such thing as a Bulletproof intermittent fast or a fat fast. So it's total, and in my opinion, for most people, it's easier. I'm on the extreme side. I only eat for 45 minutes a day, and 45 minutes is when I consume all my calories. It's actually at about 6:30, so in about in an hour here. Why am I doing that? Because I'm different. I like to go to the extreme. I like to experiment with everything so I can share with you what works best. And what works best for most people, especially if you have kids like I do, you have a business like I do, maybe you have a demanding day job, maybe whatever it is, it's easier to have the fats in the morning in the form of Bulletproof coffee to get about your day, to have brain power, to have ketones present, to make things happen. So, for most people, or if you're just getting into intermittent fasting, do a Bulletproof intermittent fast. Drink Bulletproof coffee. It's amazing. I did it for 2.5 years straight. And I probably will go back to it at some point. Again, I'm just experimenting. I need to know what it's like on the other side. What is a traditional 0-calorie intermittent fast look like? I need to see for myself so I can report the results to you. And just for my own self-worth so that I know, right? My own self-knowledge so that I know what it's like. My own experience. So, yes, there's my answer. It's a yes and a no. It depends what kind of fast you're doing, my friend. If you're doing traditional intermittent fast, stick with black coffee. If you want to get most of the benefits of fasting, but maybe don't necessarily want to have nothing for 16 hours a day, do Bulletproof coffee. It totally works. You get a lot of the benefits, plus the fats are super good for our brain and for our nervous system. I hope this sheds some light. By this far into the video, this is one of my shortest videos ever. If I helped clear up that question, I would appreciate if you went ahead and hit the subscribe button right now. Hit the bell. I go live about once a week now. Plus, I release a video at least once a week. I got great things coming. I love your support. I thank you so much for my subscribers. Anything you need, let me know. Comment down below, and I reply to mostly every single comment. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, at Stephen Ray Warren. A link is down below. If you want to learn how to make bulletproof coffee the right official way, without heavy cream or any of these things that are going to bind to polyphenols, click the link in the description. I'll have bulletproof coffee resources there. And yeah, thank you guys so much. From me to you, I want you to know that you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right things, even if it doesn't feel like it. I love you. You're loved. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much.